Okay, so let's talk about the books I read in April. It looks like I only read 6 books. I mean, I was like traveling and stuff, so I feel like, it was kind of a wash at one point because I like couldn't concentrate anymore because I was like, anticipating my trip and all that. So anyways, there's that. If you want to know about the trip, that's on my other channel. But anyways, back to the books. So the first one that I read was a very anticipated book for me. This sequel, Fallen Stars, dude, I was so into this book. Like, I I was so into Heavenly Bodies when I read it. I was like, this is so fun, and this is like the kind of shit that I like to read, I guess, because it was it was like this world follows the zodiac basically, but like with different names and stuff, except the stars are their gods, and they're like actually like a part of this world. Like they come down, it's not like make believe, they're like actually there, and they actually have powers and they actually do stuff to them. And they have like different kingdoms based on each one, and then like their like whole society and system's kind of like based around this shit. And they also get like powers based on like basically which kingdom you're born in, like which sign you're in. And I don't know, I just really like the system. And so this, like the first one was all like people finding out like more of their backstory and kind of um I don't know, like they had to figure out a lot of stuff. So and then this one, I think it was more like that. The first one opened up a can of worms at the end of like, what the hell does this mean, and who the hell is this, and what the hell is that? And so this one is more of like finding out that kind of stuff, while still going on like more adventure, basically. So I feel like the first half of this was them like going through some shit again. The first part was more like adventure, and then the second part was like a little bit more chill, but also like finding shit out. Like I don't know, this it was just so. I feel like there was just so much going on. There's just so much going on in this world because everything, the whole system basically through this series is being questioned, and like finding out the backstory. You find out more of the backstory of how this world ended up being how it is in this one, and now they're having to like basically fight like they're like fighting their way through like how is it supposed to be and what are we supposed to be doing and all this shit because it just I don't know. You want to talk about some Star Crush shit? This kind of takes that to a whole different level. To be honest, takes that phrase. I feel like because this is some like God. I don't even know how to explain it anymore. I really need the next book, and I was into this. Um, some of I could like there was a couple things that were like kind of obvious. Like you start putting together what's going on, but I'm still really into the series. And I want to continue it. And this is a book that made me want to be in like read more pirate books again. Because they literally like go on a pirate ship and then go to like one of the other areas in order to get like a cure. Because apparently, the cancer world is a cure world. Like there's a lot of healing and stuff on that island or that area of the world or whatever. So they end up going over there for stuff. But I feel like it's just one thing after another. Like things just keep happening and happening and happening and happening to these people. Like they solve one thing and find out another thing, and solve one thing and find another thing. So one thing just keeps leading to the other, and I just need to know. So, anyways, I gave this 4.5, which things rarely get a 5 for me, but this is pretty dang close. So I'm super into this series, and I want to continue so bad. So after that, I listened to the audiobook of Tide Speaker, which this book was like not what I expected. And just like I'm trying to even remember what happened in this book because it wasn't like that exciting. Like I was not that invested in this in the end, which was sad because I thought it was going to be my thing because like she does magic where she can like control water and stuff, and so this is like a valuable skill in this world, right? And so our main character, she needs to like she has to use it in order to get like a job after studying and all this shit. And Except she gets assigned, like, a mystery starts because she gets assigned to where her friend was, except her friend got killed or whatever, and, like, it's just so sus from the get-go. Like, it's just so sus, and you're just like, what the fuck? And, like, even though they can do this magic, they're kind of, like, shit on in this world. Like, they don't like magic users. It's one of those where they're like, oh, you can do magic. Ugh. But also work for me. So, you know, there's kind of, it's kind of gross, the mentalities in this. But basically, the whole time you're, like, finding out, and there's, like, um, there's kind of like a sort of a rebellion because the system's kind of fucked up. So, I mean, it might get more interesting as it goes on, but I don't know. It's also like, I just wasn't that invested, to be honest. So, this one I gave a 3 because it's not like it's bad, and I can see how its potential get better, but I also just wasn't personally that into it. So, anyways, that was that. And then after that, I listened to the audiobook of The Swan's Daughter, which is one of the books I had on my list for that I want to read this year. And I'm glad I did. This one is fairy tale vibes, which, you know, they kind of like tell you up front that it's like a fairy tale ass type shit. And, you know, with this author, the writing style is very good for that. And so, you know, it's kind of written like a fairy tale. It is a fairy tale, and like those, like the writing style just really merged with what the story was so well for me. And so I really liked it. Like, this was a fun book. Is it good, like the most mind-blowing best book you're ever gonna read? No, but it was like a fun book, and it did what I wanted it to do. And so, you know, where it's like, you know, there's like fairy tale type ass drama, and then it like wraps up with like a happy ending type of stuff. So, um, but yeah, this book just like really makes you question, like, I want maybe not a lot, but like it does, like, especially at the end, and like brings up a lot of questions about like love and relationships, because this one, it's like it starts with there's Veritas swans, and they have like the ability, like their song can make people tell the truth or whatever, and but they like can change from swan to human form, like shifters, I guess, and like but their power gets taken from them if they fall in love or whatever, because then their partner can basically control if they get turned into a swan or not. It's like a whole thing. So for them to fall in love is like a way bigger deal than usual, and so it just really makes you kind of think about like how much control you give to like a partner, and like what it means, and like there's a lot of interesting weird takes in here, and it's kind of funny in parts too. Um, and but also like messed up stuff that fairy tales sometimes have. So I thought it was like a good balance of stuff, and so I liked it. You know, I liked it for what it is, and it is like a one book and done situation. So I think that's good. Like, it didn't need more, so that's good. So this one I gave it 4 stars because I just liked it. I like the main character. She's not like a dumbass, which is nice. Sometimes they're dumbasses and I just can't take it. But this one, she wasn't. So I liked that. And then the next one I read, To Kidnap a Princess, which is like one of those. It was like a novella. This is a novella. But it's one of those like novella collection type things where it was like one story by one author, but then there's like a collection where there's like another story by another author or whatever. But I only read this one, so I can't tell you nothing about the other books in that series. But this one, it's still in the same world as like the other series that I've been reading, um, that Katie Robertson putting out. But this one, I read it and it's still in the world with like the Kunanun and all that. So it's in the same series as like I don't remember what the series name is, but in like this book, like this is the third book in that series, and I'm about to finish this. So basically, I wanted to read this one before I finish that series. But that one's also like in the Kunun, and this one's Sapphic, and they find Atlantis. I like so much more happened in this little novella than I expected to happen, because there's Atlantis, there's running from the Kunun, there's a princess, which obviously, except the princess kind of kidnaps herself, and it turns into this whole thing. Like, it's a fun book, but also like I don't know, like it's a novella, and the princess especially kind of gets on my nerves. She's doing stupid shit in this, and so she kind of got on my nerves. But I guess it's also kind of expect it, but it's one of those like, girl, run. What the fuck are you doing? And she's just like, no, let me do it. Girl, you are. She doesn't understand how much skill she has. Like, you know, sometimes people are like, I'm gonna do something about it. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. You ain't got no skills in this. You ain't got no skin in this game, girl. But so it got on my nerves for that. But so I gave it a 3. I gave it a 3, but it's a fun read, and if that doesn't bother you, it'll probably be fine. But yeah, she just kind of really overestimated her skills, her fighting skills, and I was like, I need you to settle down because it's not gonna end well. So that was that. And then I listened to the audiobook of the Book of Azrael. And this is like the complete opposite, because this girl, I mean, I've only listened to half of it because I was listening to the graphic audio and it's always split into like 2 parts. So I've only listened to the first half so far. But it counts as its own book apparently. So, on here, so the Book of Azrael, I've listened to the first half, and it's like the main character is this lady that is like not a lady because she's not a human. There's humans, but then there's also like not humans. There's like celestials and shit, and like also there's stuff going on. So there's a lot of creatures and shit, and everybody wants this Book of Azrael. I don't honestly remember why, but everybody wants this shit, and you know, she's getting like, she has to like fight for this dude that like she basically like sold her service to in order to save her sister, which is sad. But so now she's like basically like fighting and doing all the shit, and she's a badass. She has like a lot more magical abilities than I think she's supposed to have to, which is, I don't know, because of that contract or not, but she basically has a contract with this dude that is like forcing her to fight for him, except not really. I don't know, they kind of have like a weird relationship. But yeah, she is contracted to him basically, so she has to do what he says. And then but she's a badass. She can fight real good, and she can like regenerate and stuff, and transform and shapeshift into whatever she wants, and like she has like a lot of abilities. But it seems like there's more, like I can tell there's more going on with her. Like something's gonna happen with her. But I don't know exactly what that is yet because I haven't listened to the second half. But she ends up finding this world ender dude. Like that's what he's known for, and it's pretty obvious that he's the fucking love interest in this, but like she ends up like basically he like kind of, I guess, buys out her contract in a sense. So now she has to work for this dude, but like, and they're kind of funny together, but also kind of not. Like this book is also a little, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy, but they just like, now she has to help him, but yeah, everybody's still trying to get this stuff, and at least he's nice to her because like the other one was like really holding the sister thing over her head. This one's more chill, but yeah, she's always working for some dude, man. So now she's working for this dude, except his reputation is like he's gonna make the apocalypse or something. That's what everybody kind of assumes this dude's gonna be doing. But he got summoned, and she was like, oh shit, okay. She got involved in that, so that's where we're at with that. I gave it 3 stars. It's like it's a very fast paced, intense read. Like a lot of stuff is going on, and you know, it is a little cheesy, but we're gonna see where it goes because it's still fun. Like I just need to see where it's going. Hard to say at this halfway point, but anyways, so that was part 1 of 2 because it's the graphic audio, and that's what they had on Hoopla. So then after that, the last book that I read was Warrior Princess Assassin, which this name, when I heard it, I said, what the fuck is this stupid ass name? But it makes more sense after you read it, but it's still kind of like, I don't know, like, well, I guess it makes a lot more sense after you read it because this book ended up being poly. I did not expect that. I don't know why I thought it was going to be something else. I don't know. People are just like, I went into it not knowing it was poly. And And so I was just like, oh, what's going on? Oh, okay, this is happening. This is happening. So, it's just very surprising if you don't know what's going on. Because I just feel like this is not something that normally makes it into like more mainstream books, especially for this being in like the Fairy Loot box. I just didn't expect it. So, yeah, that ended up being interesting. So in this one, it's like there's a princess and she's supposed to get married to this dude for, an alliance sake, and her brother really sucks, and so he's like basically kind of like trying to pimp her out for this and trying to do like basically using her as a tool in his manipulations and in his conniving bullshit. And so she's kind of gets put in the middle of this shit. So she's a pawn in his shit. And then there's the one of the dudes in this is the prince, or prince, I guess he's like the king of the other kingdom. And then the other one is like an assassin in their kingdom. I was gonna say bodyguard, but he's not. Well, he kind of takes the role of her bodyguard after she goes, because he gets her out of there, because that's her friend that she's known for like forever, and he gets her out of there. And basically he didn't even tell her his whole lore, because he has had a rough life. Like he's basically a slave. He's basically been they put him through the brothels, they put him through um he's just been through a lot of shit. Like he has a lot of scars, he's been fucked up, like beat up, fucked up, all kinds of stuff. So anyways, this turns into like a whole his story is really sad. Like his issues are very sad to see and hear. But so it's kind of sad, it's kind of like a little bit more messed up. Like, and the princess is like naive. I think that's the part I didn't like as much about this, is like the princess just like doesn't know nothing about nothing. Her friend could have told her, but he didn't want to tell her. And she just doesn't, she's just naive. Like she doesn't know what's going on because she's been sheltered. I mean, this was done on purpose, obviously, because her brother, like their dad is dying, but he has the magic to like make the kingdom prosperous by making it rain, because he can control the weather. But then so the other kingdom that she's been pimped out to is for them to have like that, because they're having issues in that kingdom where it's all like there's random fires like eating up all their crops and all their fields and stuff. And so they're like, perfect solution, except then the brother is trying to do more shit. It's kind of like, I think I'm gonna continue this because it's interesting, and I kind of want to see what's happening, because certain things have not been explained yet. Like certain things don't get explained in this, and I kind of want to know where they're going. So like a lot of this is kind of like set up, and I'm kind of glad that the princess is learning some shit about the world, because it was kind of annoying at the beginning. But I think by the second book, like, she's starting to put two and two together. She's starting to see in the world for what it really is. And I think it's just gonna go up from here, honestly. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. So I give this 3.5, just because, like, honestly, I kind of like their dynamic altogether. Like, it's, I don't know. It was just very unexpected for me, because I just didn't know what was going on. But now I do. And that part's interesting. But yeah, I think it's gonna get better, because I think more of the plots and the stuff that's going on is gonna come to light, and there's probably a little bit more setup in this. And I think the next one, well, we'll see more. So I'm hoping for that, and we'll just see where it goes. But yeah, 3.5 for this. And so there you go. Those are the books I read. So I only had like 2 physical ones. So yeah, and they're both Fairy Loot, I think. Or is that Illumicrate? Hold up. Yeah, no, they're both Fairy Loot. Anyways, so here you have it. And then there was like 4 other ones. So anyways, a light month, but what can you do? Shit happens. So we'll see next time.